Good day, everyone. Our topic for today is how to write your statement of the problem under phenomenological study. Phenomenological help us to understand the meaning of people's lived experience. Phenomenology helps us to understand the meaning of people's lived experience. A phenomenological study explores what people experience and focuses on their experience of a phenomena. As phenomenology has a strong foundation in philosophy, it is recommended that you explore the writings of key thinkers such as Husserl, Heidegger, Sartre, and Ponti before embarking on your research. There are two approaches to phenomenology. The first one is hermeneutic phenomenology, and the second one is the transcendental empirical or psychological phenomenology. What are the differences between the two? Transcendental phenomenology is based on principles identified by Husserl and was translated into a qualitative method by Mustakas in 1994. All phenomenological approaches seek to understand the life world or human experience as it is lived. Mustakas in 1994, transcendental or psychological phenomenology is focused less on interpretation of the researcher and more on a description of the experiences of participants. So the term transcendental means in which everything is perceived freshly as if not for the first time. Okay, how to write your statement of the problem in a qualitative phenomenological research. I'm going to give you sample research questions for a transcendental phenomenological study. The title of this research is Lived Experiences of Psychology College Students. There are three phases in writing your statement of the problem. First is focus on past experience with the phenomenon of interest. Ano yung past experiences ng iyong participants? Participants here are to construct their early experiences. The second phase is focused on the details of the experience. The purpose is to concentrate on the concrete details of the participants' experience with the phenomenon. Okay, so ano ang mga detalye ng kanyang experience. No? The third phase is focused on description naman of the future. Okay, the first is the past, the second is about the present, and the third phase is about the future. Okay, so later I'm going to give you an example or examples. No? So this is the first phase. First phase focuses on past experience with the phenomenon of interest. Participants are to reconstruct their early experiences before the occurrence of the phenomenon under study. So example, SOP number 1, what was life for psychology college students? Okay? Ano naman yung mga pwede nyong mga questions, no, sa interview? Okay. When was the first time you realized you would like to be a psychologist? How did your realization come about? What made you choose to be a psychologist? What other experiences followed that affirmed psychologist is your calling? If you observe here, no, the SOP number 1 is about the past experience, no, of the participants, no? So ayan. And then the second phase is focused on the details of the experience. The purpose is to concentrate on the concrete details of the participants' experience with the phenomenon. This will be talking about the present, no, what's happening to the participants. Example number 2, SOP, what is the life world of a psychology college students? Okay, the questions that can be asked during interview are the following. What phases of your life closely linked with your being a psychology college student stand out for you? What events closely linked with your being as a psychology college student stand out for you? Who are the people closely associated with your being a college student stand out for you? How does your being a psychologist college student affect you? What changes do you associate with your being psychology college students? How does your being a psychology college student affect significant others in your life? What feelings are engendered by your being a psychology college student? How are those feelings produced? What thoughts stand out for you as a psychology college student? What bodily changes or states are you aware or your being a psychology college student? Have you shared all that is significant with reference to your being a psychology college student? And then now let's go to third phase, description of the future. This third phase focuses on the description of the future. Okay, so the first phase is the past, second phase is the present, and the third phase is about the future. Example, SOP number 3. How do psychological students view life in the future? During interview, you can ask questions like, given what you have said about your life before you became a psychology student, and given what you have said about your life now as a student, how do you see yourself in the future? Okay, let's go now to writing research questions. How do you write research questions when you are doing a phenomenological study? Search questions are derived from the statement of the problem and the purpose of the study. Next, in a qualitative research, the research questions are open-ended. They are not answerable by yes or no. Third, the research questions are stated in the third person, not in first or second. Fourth, the research or the literature review, specifically chapter 2, is organized based on the research questions. Next, the presentation of the findings is organized based on the research questions. Number 6, the summary of the findings and the conclusions are organized based on the research questions. And number 7, a dissertation may have 4 to 5 research questions, but 2 to 3 research questions are acceptable in a phenomenological study. Begin with words such as how or what. Tell the reader what you are attempting to discover. Generate, explore, identity, or describe. Like, for example, the researcher would like to explore the lived experiences of psychology students. Next, tell the reader what you're attempting. Next is ask what happened to help craft your description. Next is ask what was the meaning to people of what happened to understand your finding. Anong meaning, no, ng mga experiences mo sa'yo? Okay? And lastly, ask what happened over time to explore the process. So that's it, dear students and dear viewers and subscribers. I hope you have learned from our topic for today. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell. Thank you. Bye.